Good evening and welcome to this edition of News Leader on 6. Today is Tuesday, May 5th, 2020. I'm Andrew Todd. In tonight's news, a Moore County deputy shot a man on Saturday. Coffee County has a plan for students to pick up their property. We'll have all these stories and more on tonight's News Leader on 6.
It's not invoice. It's not MSRP. It's not Christmas Day, although it may feel like it. It's the lowest prices in Middle Tennessee, period. Get to Stan McNabb Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram or Stan McNabb Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac before these prices are gone forever.
Here at Manchester Funeral Home, we know the importance of living and working in our local community because it's those families who we serve during their time of need honorably. We believe in supporting local business and offer only 100% Batesville caskets, the best in the industry and a driver of our local economy. If you want straightforward and fair pricing while working with the people you know, choose Manchester Funeral Home, serving your community since 1932. And pre-planning and pre-funding can be the best gift you ever leave your loved ones. Call us to pre-arrange. Manchester Funeral Home. Our family, caring for your family since 1932.
Preliminary information indicates that at around 4:30 p.m. on Saturday, deputies with the Moore County Sheriff's Department responded to a call of a suicidal person at a residence on Powell Hollow Road. The investigation at this stage reveals that when deputies arrived, a male from the home identified as James Stanley Radzvilowicz, age 55, fired at the deputies. One deputy returned fire, striking the man. The subject was transported by helicopter to a Nashville hospital where he's being treated for his injuries. No deputies were injured in this incident. The TBI special agents continue to work to gather any and all relevant interviews and evidence. Updates on this investigation will be posted on tbinewsroom.com. Coffee County Middle School has released information about closing the school year and information for students to pick up and drop off property at the end of the year. For students in all grades with last names starting with A through F, they will be picking up and dropping off property at the school between 9 and 11 a.m. on Wednesday, May 13th. For students with last names beginning G through M, they will be picking up and dropping off property between 12:30 and 2:30 p.m. on May 13th. Students who have a last name beginning with N through R should come between 9 and 11 a.m. Thursday, May 14th. And students with last names from S through Z should arrive between 12:30 and 2:30 p.m. on May 14th. Students and parents are advised to park in the parking lot and follow signs to their assigned table. This will be the time to return library books, textbooks, uniforms, instruments, and pay outstanding cafeteria bills. Once that is done, students can pick up personal belongings that will be in a bag and ready to hand out. Students and parents will not be allowed inside the school building. Tullahomans are paying $1 less per gallon at the pump than they did a year ago at this time. The pandemic and crude oil market combine for some amazingly low gas prices. The Tennessee gas price average is now $1.56, which is 25 cents less than 1 month ago and nearly $1.07 less than 1 year ago. Most Tullahoma stations continued hovering at that state average, most selling a gallon of gas from $1.49 to $1.59 this past week, while Manchester remained just above the state average, most selling gas between $1.59 and $1.65. Neighboring Warren County continued to be the region's low spot, with stations selling a gallon as low as $1.19. Megan Cooper, spokesperson for AAA, said, quote, "Tennessee motorists continue to see steady declines at the pump. If the state average drops below $1.50, motorists will be seeing the cheapest prices in 12 years, end quote. She also stated that 46% of the Tennessee filling stations have gas prices below $1.50, and that gas prices have declined for 61 consecutive days for a total discount of nearly 68 cents per gallon. Nationally, only 12 states carry an average of $2 a gallon or more. This past week's national average was $1.77. And we'll be right back with more News Leader after these messages.
You made the time and the sacrifice to broaden their horizons, to see their smiles, but mostly to make lifelong memories. We think it's time to do it again, just the two of you. Don't let illness or injury slow you down. The rehab team at Life Care Center of Tullahoma is ready to help you live well.
Welcome back. The Community Foundation of Middle Tennessee's The Big Payback is a 24-hour online giving event created to increase philanthropy in the 40 counties of Middle Tennessee. The goal is simple: inspire Middle Tennesseans to come together, show their pride in their communities, and contribute to support their life-changing work of local nonprofit organizations. In its 6-year history, the Big Payback has helped Middle Tennessee's nonprofit community raise $16.6 million for more than 1,000 nonprofits, religious institutions, and schools. The spirit of generosity shines bright during this annual giving event. The Big Payback 2020 will take place from Wednesday, May 6th at 6 p.m. until 6 p.m. on Thursday, May 7th. Donations will be accepted during this 24-hour period through thebigpayback.org. The Community Foundation of Middle Tennessee has partnered with Civic Corps to generate online profiles of participating nonprofits at thebigpayback.org, searchable by organization name, issue area, and/or geographic area. Through thebigpayback.org, donations can be made to participants in our 40-county service area starting at 6 p.m. on May 6th, and a leaderboard will display real-time giving tallies to keep our community informed on the gifts received and prizes awarded. Public charities, schools, and religious institutions play an essential role across our region in health, arts, environment, education, and social services, and the Big Payback helps focus on local charities during this 24-hour event. Donations raised during the Big Payback are a welcome source of additional funds for these groups. We encourage the community to pay back local nonprofits during our online giving event, a special occasion to celebrate Middle Tennessee's spirit of generosity. Gifts made during the Big Payback will be amplified by incentive cash prizes for participating nonprofits. Search on the website for Tullahoma shows 12 charities participating this year. Manchester shows 7 charities, so there are plenty of options to help out some local charities who could definitely use some help this coming year. Local 8-time International Bluegrass Music Association winning artist Becky Buller has a new music video for her song The Barber's Fiddle, which has just been released. When asked about the song, Becky said, quote, "This is a celebration of the fiddle and the glorious tradition of passing music down from one generation to the next. I co-wrote this with Lydia Dawson, and it's inspired by 3 fiddling barbers, including Gene Boyd of the Star Barbershop in Bristol, Virginia, and Bill Womack from Woodbury, Tennessee. The song features my fantastic band, the Becky Buller Band, myself, Nate Lee, Professor Dan Bonner, Ned Lubaraki, and Daniel Harden, along with these special guest singers and fiddlers, Jason Carter, Katie Penn, Sam Bush, Laurie Lewis, Sean Camp, Laura Orshaw, Michael Cleveland, Jason Barry, Stuart Duncan, Johnny Warren, playing Paul Warren's fiddle, Bronwyn Keith Hines, Deneen Richards, Tyler Andall, Brian Christensen, and Fred Carpenter," end quote. Here's The Barber's Fiddle.
Mr. Jean's Barbershop, State Street, the Virginia side. I walked in hand with Pa, 5 years old and terrified. Mr. Jean smiled at me, helped me up into the chair. In the mirror I could see an old red fiddle hanging there.
Barber caught my gaze, said that's a tale I'd like to tell of a young man who came in one day with a fiddle and a dream to sell.
He tried to live out on the road, thought music was where he belonged. Well, it broke his heart and it broke his soul. fiddler's pay.
He sat in this very chair, scared of what his folks would say. His hope was gone, his pockets bare. They warned him it would end this way.
He returned to start anew, no money for shave and trim. He asked, would this fiddle do? Said it wasn't any use to him. Fiddle up high, fiddle down low, fiddle most everywhere I go. I'd fiddle until my dying day, if I could make a life on a fiddler's pay.
Mr. Gene swept the floor, spun me around and said, you're done. I begged him to tell me more. What happened to the wayward son?
Turns out it was Mr. Gene hung his fiddle up that day. Now I'm living out his dream because he taught me how to play. Fiddle up high, fiddle down low, fiddle most everywhere I go. Gonna fiddle until my dying day, if I can make a life on the fiddler's pay. Fiddle up high, fiddle down low, fiddle most everywhere I go. I'm gonna fiddle until my dying day, if I can make a life on the fiddler's pay. Living my life on the fiddler's pay.
Strong storms blew through Coffee County Sunday and Monday, leaving damage in their wake. There were widespread reports of trees down and power outages as well. Tullahoma Police Department and the Tullahoma Fire Department requested residents to stay home as Public Works worked to clean up the storm damage. Duck River Electric reported that over 1,200 members across the Duck River service area were left without power, and Tullahoma Utilities Authority reported that 1,500 homes were out of service at its peak, but they worked overnight Sunday to get everyone reconnected. As of press time, there are 33 homes still waiting to have their power returned in the county. To report an outage, please use DREMC's mobile app. Go to www.dremc.com or call your local DREMC office. To contact TUA, call 931-455-4515. And we'll be right back with more News Leader on 6.
All right, the cat's out of the bag at Carroll Street Liquor in Tullahoma. Now you know where to go if you're planning a get-together and want the ideal wine or spirit. Party planning can be stressful, but at Carroll Street Liquor you'll find everything you need. Mixers, gift sets, and all of your favorite spirit brands. So if you're feeling the pressure to pull off the ideal party, come to Carroll Street Liquor and select among the seemingly endless supply of wines, spirits, gift sets, and more. Your perfect party, it's in the bag with Carroll Street Liquors.
Welcome back. Governor Bill Lee announced more than 23,000 Tennesseans have received a free COVID-19 test at 67 drive-through sites over the past 3 weekends as part of a unified command group's efforts to reduce barriers and widen access to testing for all Tennesseans regardless of symptoms. Governor Lee said, quote, "Testing remains one of the most important tools for gaining more information in our fight against COVID-19. And the 23,000 tests that we've completed over the last 3 weekends have provided incredibly valuable data. We're grateful to the thousands who came out to receive a test this weekend, and we continue to remind Tennesseans, when in doubt, get a test." Soldiers and airmen from the Tennessee National Guard supported Tennessee Department of Health personnel at 16 sites across the state May 2nd and 3rd, where 5,153 Tennesseans received a free COVID-19 test. 8 sites were operated on Saturday with 2,733 individuals tested, and another 8 sites on Sunday with 2,420 individuals tested. Hamilton County operated their site both days and tested 1,168 individuals for COVID-19, representing nearly a third of the weekend total. And on Friday, Governor Lee spoke about testing, nursing homes, and incarcerated Tennesseans and guidelines for businesses reopening in Tennessee.
The month of May is Older Americans Month, which celebrates the contributions of older Americans across this country. As I announced earlier this week, we're going to test every nursing home resident and every staff member in every one of our 700 long-term care facilities. This is a great undertaking, but it honors the value of these lives. We know it's a very vulnerable population, and we are committed to doing whatever it is we need to do to keep them safe. Earlier today, we released guidance for churches and other places of worship in Tennessee. As you know, we have not, throughout this effort, mandated church closures in this state, but we have recommended, and we continue to recommend, that churches not meet during this time, but we want to go ahead and put this guidance out so churches can begin the planning process. We will watch symptom, case, and hospitalization data over the next couple of weeks and provide updates to churches throughout that time. As of today, restaurants, retail, and gyms have the ability to open in limited capacity in 89 of our 95 counties. Earlier today, our Unified Command Group announced that we've made the decision to begin mass testing at all Tennessee state prisons. We believe that we are the first state in the country to take this action. Thanks to our increased testing capacity, we'll test all inmates and staff statewide in order to take the appropriate actions to safeguard the health of these individuals. We've been in close contact with the Tennessee Department of Correction as it began targeted COVID-19 testing of inmates and staff in early April. Given the increase in positive cases at the Bledsoe and Trousdale facilities, despite the vast majority being asymptomatic, we're going to take the next steps in partnership with Department of Correction, Department of Health, and the Tennessee National Guard to support a broader testing strategy and to promote the health and safety of staff and inmates. We'll also coordinate plans with our local jails to assist them in safeguarding the health of their population in the coming days. The positive and negative groups are separated in different housing units. All inmates who test positive and are asymptomatic receive daily medical monitoring and health assessments. Inmates who are asymptomatic will be monitored at their facilities while medical teams check daily for symptoms. Those who may become symptomatic but don't require additional care will be treated in place at local hospitals, depending on their needs. If needed, we'll use our alternate hospital facility as well as Department of Correction regional facilities, which are equipped with the appropriate medical equipment. But I just want to remind folks that while we are, in fact, strengthening our strategy for testing and pursuing targeted populations, pursuing those that we believe may have a higher chance for being positive, and we want to know those populations. That's why we're pursuing them. It is incredibly important that our general population continue to be tested in great measure. That's why we're doing these pop-up sites. That's why you can get a free COVID test every day of the week at your local health department. That's why we need to continue to say to you, and you need to remember, when in doubt, get a test. We want to make sure that folks, symptomatic or not, across this state, pursue getting a test, particularly as more and more people are going back to work.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
When your family suffers the loss of a loved one, the caring and compassionate staff at Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel are standing by to assist you in every way possible. We are proud to support local industry and offer only Batesville caskets. Many funeral homes don't own or operate a crematory. We utilize the only crematory in Coffee County. Your loved one never leaves Coffee County. We can accommodate any need and any budget. Consider our complete pre-need service to remove this burden from your family during their time of grief. Lock in today's low costs and protect from inflation. Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel. Our family caring for your family.
Welcome back. Ken from the Coffee County Airfoilers recently spoke with John Gray about building and flying model airplanes and rockets.
We do other things besides fly model airplanes at the field. I do anyways.
Right.
I fly rockets. Okay, and what I brought here is the little gold one there is just a standard rocket. Goes up, parachute comes out, it comes back down. It's kind of like a space plane. It's the Saturn V over here, that's already pre-built. That's a plastic model from Estes, and that commemorates our 200 year. The middle one is a rocket-powered radio-controlled glider.
Wow.
What I do is I launch that one up on a motor. Motor burns for about 5 seconds. It gets to about between the 400 and 500 feet. And then radio control, I can glide it back down and land it. So it's got a 2-channel radio gear system in it, and it's combines rocketry and RC airplanes in the same thing. And
so you can just mix it up, huh?
I mix it up. And then I didn't bring my bigger rockets with. I got a half-scale Patriot missile. I can get to 13,000 feet in about 65 seconds, but they won't let me do that around here. Kind of upsets some people.
I can imagine. Right outside of Tullahoma on the Arnold Engineering Development Center base.
They've got, the UT's got their space center there.
Yeah.
On the base. It's, we go out there. In fact, I'll have some of the engineers come out early in the morning before work to launch rockets.
Right.
And to play a little before going to work.
Yeah.
Okay.
They need to play too because they're continuing to learn.
Oh yeah. And I'll have the junior ROTC out flying their rockets, and they're all about speed and altitude. These kids, they want to go fast and high. I want to do this kind of stuff here. They want to go. I'm happy with 200, 300, 400, 500 feet. They want 1,000 feet. They want 2,000 feet, fast and high. And out there at the field, I'll launch. I got some bigger rockets that I can launch. Now these will all launch with A, B, C, D motors, SD stuff. Then I go up to the composite motors, and I can get. I've got a 5-foot tall ISQ Tomahawk, ISQY Tomahawk sounding rocket that I'll put up to 1,700 feet on an I motor, and that uses a APCP propellant, which is what they use in the shuttle on its solid boosters, and that's an I motor. But I'm qualified, I'm certified up to level 3, so I can use just about any motor up there. The biggest motor I've flown is an O motor, and that's a lot of power. I can get your car off the ground with that.
A car off the ground.
Yeah, that's got a lot of thrust to it.
Right here in Tullahoma, folks.
Well,
Ken is the man.
Air flight encompasses a lot of different things.
Right.
Okay, and we're always striving to improve what we do there. Okay, we've gone from control line flying to radio control flying. We've gone from Estes rockets now to high-powered rockets where you can go, 30,000 feet, 100,000 feet as an amateur rocketeer.
All right, let me ask you a question.
Sure.
When you're right there, 8 football fields from the red light on Manchester Highway, and you shoot something up, how high?
At the field there, we're limited below 2,000 feet.
Oh, okay. Well, where do you shoot that big boy?
Down in Huntsville, would be from fall through spring. We have areas down there where the crops aren't in. We can go, I believe they got waivers up to 15,000 feet.
Okay, so when you shoot something up that high, what's the what's the circle space of where that thing might land?
Anywhere within a couple miles.
Couple miles.
It all depends on the wind.
Okay.
We don't usually deploy recovery parachutes up at altitude. We'll let it tumble recovery. We'll just separate the rocket, let it tumble recovery down below 1,000 feet, and then pop the parachutes out. That way you're not drifting as far away.
Right.
But
where does the rest of it land?
Mistake happens, and sometimes the parachute comes out at apogee and it floats away, and we've got trackers in them.
But you
everything stays together with shock cords. Nothing falls uncontrolled.
And don't forget to tune in to this week's Living Show tonight at 6:30 p.m., Thursday morning at 9 a.m., and Thursday, Friday, and Saturday evenings at 6:30 p.m. This week's guests include Bonnie Gamble, who will tell us about the Manchester Rec Center reopening. Gloria Dameron is still offering her free weekly meals, and Tullahoma native Katie Sparhan has sent us a music video from Amsterdam. All that and more on this week's Living. And stay with us. We'll have your weather forecast right after these messages.
We're losing it, Doctor.
Not on my shift. Quickly, brush. Roller.
What a transformation. It's gonna be okay.
Okay, nothing.
At Paintworks of Tullahoma, we specialize in domestic emergencies with Martin Senior Paints. You can be the paint doctor too when you treat your home with Martin Senior interior and exterior finishes.
Doctor, we've got another one.
Got you covered.
Paintworks of Tullahoma. Come see the paint doctor, Stat.
Welcome back. We'll take a look at your weather forecast this evening, starting with your weather history on this date. Our record high was in 1952 at 90 degrees. The record low was in 1957 at 33 degrees. The average high for this day is 76 and the average low is 50. Mostly clear for tonight with a low of 49. Partly cloudy for Wednesday with a high of 63 and a low of 47. And mostly sunny on Thursday with a high of 62 and a low of 43. And that's our News Leader Report for this evening. We invite you to join us each Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 6, 8, and 10 for News Leader on 6. Have a great evening. Stay safe.